We're excited about having ABS as a partner now. The round enables us to continue to execute on our business model, and our focus will continue to be on the 12 to 34 space, to focus on developing good IP, intellectual property and content, looking at acquisitions, which is obviously where the funding, the desire for the funding comes from. There's a lot of good intellectual property out there that we think can benefit from our marketing engine and monetization engine, and that's really what we're going to continue to focus on. YouTube is the largest video platform in the world, so as we're creating content, we need to have a very large presence, obviously, on YouTube. So you're able to develop a brand. It's an incredible platform to market and co-market to, and once those brands are established, whether it's on YouTube or off YouTube, our job is to make sure that they have a very large audience. So if some brand started on YouTube, that's one area to get a big audience, but you have to make sure they're also strong on their own URL. You have to make sure that that IP is also relevant in other mediums potentially, depending on, of course, the content itself, and then monetize that. Syndication, international distribution, merchandising, app sales, all of those things. We really start platform agnostic. You know, our job is to create content and deliver it to an end consumer. So that end consumer is on YouTube and that end consumer is off YouTube. They're in lots of different places. So when we come up with a content concept, or someone else does, we look at it and we see where they're popular. So for example, The Escapist is a very popular and successful website, and it wasn't very strong on YouTube. So we acquired The Escapist, and one of our initiatives is to increase their presence on YouTube itself. In other cases, there's companies and properties we work with that have great strength on YouTube, but they aren't necessarily strong off YouTube. So we use our own network and distribution syndication group to get that content off YouTube as well. But it all comes down to the content. You know, whether we're a digital media company or traditional media company, you're only as popular as your content. So we create popular content and brands, develop an audience that gives you lots of eyeballs. To monetize that, you need to sell ads against it, of course. You can be a lot more flexible digitally. So you may have a brand that wants to sponsor a video, do a custom video, but again, the popularity of that customization is only as good as those brands that we own, that we've developed. So the business model and monetization model is create great brands and then monetize those with advertising dollars, as well as merchandising revenue, as I said, app sales, everything associated with the brand itself. And so off YouTube, we have our own distribution, as you said, and syndication network. We'll develop ad dollars. If we have a network partner that's not an owned and operated, they of course get a rev share. And then on YouTube, of course, we're in the whole YouTube ecosystem. And one of the exciting things about the NewFront is, you know, we're seeing this revolution take place where consumers, particularly our demo, so particularly 12 to 34-year-olds, are consuming more and more media on their own terms, when they want to watch it, and in multiple different places. They certainly aren't tied to a TV set by any means. So a content creation company like us is able to create content now and deliver directly to a consumer. So there are a couple ways of doing that. You could deliver content, put it up on YouTube or on your own website, and have the views increase and have advertisers just pay for eyeballs. Or you can create original IP, expensive IP, have a sponsor be part of the launch. They get a lot more integration and they're part of actually the development of this new IP, and then it's sort of the launch of the program. It's back to, you know, GE Theater or Texaco Theater or the Ed Sullivan Show, where your sponsored content is part of it. The NewFronts give you that platform. So every year we do 4 or 5 very large premier properties, all of which our objective is to create big franchises out of them. Knock on wood, we've had a lot of success where we've had some good franchises that have come out of that. And the NewFront give us that organized way of talking to advertisers and matching them up. There's only a finite amount of spots because there's 4 or 5 different properties we're going to do. So you're not going to take on 3 retailers and 2 different soda companies or anything like that. So you need to have those conversations and lock them up. Not too dissimilar to TV, just in sort of the new digital way. If you deliver something that's not very valuable, no one's going to pay for it. If you're delivering something that can be ad-supported, the advertisers are paying for it and the consumers get the benefit and can watch it for free. If you're adding even more value and it's something that's not going to be ad-supported and the consumer still wants and it's good, they're going to pay for it. In the case of the app that we just put out, the Super Head Exploder, it's a very good app. It's something that consumers, our Smosh audience, likes a lot, and they're willing to pay for it. We'll continue to test different items. We've got all sorts of surveys, and we ask lots of questions, understanding what the audience wants. To the extent we can do that and it's purely ad supported, we'll of course do that. To the extent it doesn't make sense to have ads be the key support, then there'll be pay opportunities, and each one is different.